There seems to be a never-ending debate regarding the Miss South Africa contest. Gayton McKenzie discussed this issue on Robert Warawa's show, while Professor Thuli Madonsela weighed in with her legal perspective. Additionally, the Patriotic Alliance has issued a statement on the matter. Stay tuned as we go into the updates. Minister Gayton McKenzie doubles down. Let's hear the take.
Happening.
Right.
Do you have your invitation?
No.
Are you going?
Well, I can't go if I'm not invited. It's not a department that falls directly under us. There's still a big dispute.
Yeah.
It's a private company holding Miss South Africa.
Should that change?
Yeah, I think there should be nothing here that you cannot negotiate. I haven't had a chance to look at and say, do we need this? Should we? Do we need this? We've never had a situation like the one we're having now with Ms. Vanessa.
So with that, and again, remember pre-elections, hey, Abahambe, and then you coming back from Paris and saying, hey, we can't have a Nigerian competing in Miss SA. Do you still hold those views?
100%. The views I held before election, I'm holding it stronger now. Post-election. My pre-election views does not change because of being a minister. I still believe you have to be documented when you come into South Africa. I still believe that's not Gayton, that's the law. And if you are not documented, you should abahambe, you should leave. You know, people that say to me, you are xenophobic. I said, until they kill your child, and then we can't find the person because the person is undocumented. The issue of the young lady is, for me, I was asked upon landing.
Yes.
What do you think of the lady? I said, listen, number one, I don't have all the facts. That was my first thing I said. I tweeted, I said, I don't have all the facts. But what I do know, and in 2068, I will still hold the view that no Nigerian, no Zimbabwean, no Italian, no American should become Mrs. South Africa. Miss South Africa. Why then? There's Miss World for those things. There's Miss Universe for those things. But South Africa, Miss South Africa is an ambassador of the country. Is a person that will export our culture. Is a person that will export our way of life to the world. Is a person that will go and make sure people want to visit our country. All I'm saying is that I've seen videos, number one, where she's celebrating, and there's nothing wrong celebrating with a lot of Nigerians. But when your father goes on the radio and he says that he met your mom in 2010, and then she fell pregnant in 2010, that makes you 14 years old. The father said, and at the end of the interview, the father was asked, do you see your daughter South African or Nigerian? The father said on the interview, I see her as Nigerian. I listened to it.
Right.
Now, I am not wanting to cast any aspersions, but that gives a bit of vibes. If my father was being asked, what am I? Then I've got no business representing Mr. South Africa. Because my father says I'm not South African. But if the lady, people must not mistake if you are born in South Africa that you are South African. A human being born, a cow being born in a horse stable doesn't make you a horse. And that is the law.
So what would you like to see? Because that is literally next weekend.
I would like to see, I would not like to go the route that it is taking now. I would like to see a more amicable atmosphere surrounding this thing. At the moment, all we're asking for is, please give us, please answer our questions. It's not enough when they say one thing and the parents say another thing in the interview. It will be a travesty of justice. There's no South African that can represent America. Why do we allow things? And I'm not even saying she's Nigerian. But if you ask me today, are you South African? I'm going to say yes. Particularly when I'm going to represent South Africa. I need to give. We can't just be told by private people that is getting a lot of mileage out of this thing and South Africa is getting a lot of mileage to say, no, she's South African. The deputy minister came on TV and he explained the situation. So we are now following the correct channels. And if she's South African, I will be the first to apologize and say, if you feel that I've cast any aspersion on you, as the minister, I would like to apologize. But if she's not South African, she cannot represent us.
She can't go on stage, for example, because at the stage, she has to be
Well,
part of the pageant.
she doesn't have to. Why do you mean she has to?
No, but according to the rules that they have. So that's why I was saying that for you, what would you like to see?
Corporate South Africa can't write the rules that governs us. That's the first thing we must understand. Corporate South Africa has rules in King 1, King 2, King 3, the Companies Act. But they can't tell us we are satisfied with her. Then they should get another name for this pageant. Because this is South Africa we're talking about. Imagine it is being found out, the embarrassment to South Africa, if it is being found out that this woman is not South African. It is humiliating us again on the national stage to say, look, we had the humiliation the other time.
With Obama and the translator.
I am going right there.
Yeah.
It was a joke wherever you go. People are saying
The sign language, yeah.
the sign language guy. We were made jokes. People were saying that we were the joke of the world. Now, my job as a minister is not only to wanting to be nasty or whatever. No, that's not my job. My job is not to be nasty to people. My job is to make sure that we don't get humiliated. And you know what's the worst part? If she proves to be Nigerian, she's robbing a South African of a chance. Why are we, Stevie, wonder about the fact that there is some vibes here? The father says that. The father said, I met the
So the
mother.
story doesn't tell up.
The story doesn't add up.
Now, and I've got to take a break though, but if, and historically though, we've seen that per lineage, there have been other Miss South Africas who had lineage maybe from a Portuguese and an Italian, and they were able to ascend and wear the crown as Miss SA as South Africans. Can't they then use that as a defense? Let's find out more.
The professor clarifies. Dear fellow South Africans, please note that based on applying Section 2, subsection 1 of the Citizenship Act of 1995 on information in the public domain, Miss Chidimma Vanessa Adetshina is a South African by birth lawfully participating in the Miss South Africa competition. Should she win, she is entitled to represent us as Miss SA 2024 Miss SA. As indicated yesterday, your parents need not have been South African for you to be a citizen by birth. Please, let's stop the noise and support Chidimma and all Miss SA contestants. Please note that you can become a citizen, South African, by 1. Descent, if one of your parents was South African at birth. It does not matter if their citizenship was by descent or other avenue. 2. Birth, as explained above. 3. Naturalization, by lawful conversion of your foreign citizenship to SA's. Fellow South Africans, please note that Chidimma's citizenship is regulated by the Citizenship Act of 1995. Particularly Section 2 subsection 1b, as highlighted in my tweet above. The changes brought by the 2010 Amendment Act only commenced in January 2013. Even then, Section 2 subsection 1a of the Amendment Act is expressed that any person who immediately prior to the date of commencement of the Amendment Act was a citizen by birth, shall be a South African citizen by birth. Let us please respect the law and deal with matters in a way that shows our trademark values of Ubuntu, Miss SA 2024, Chidimma. Please note that for citizenship by descent you need not be born in South Africa, and that it's not true that the 2010 amendment requires both parents to be South African for you to acquire citizenship by birth. Only one parent must be a South African. Read the S2 of the Citizenship Act as amended in 2010, effective from January 2013, carefully. Fellow South Africans, we rejoice with the world when our talented young people feature in finals of overseas competitions such as America's Got Talent and Britain's Got Talent. Let us show the same generous shared humanity, Ubuntu, spirit in our own space. Miss SA 2024 Chidimma. The Patriotic Alliance in summary. The Patriotic Alliance has raised concerns regarding Vanessa Chidimma Onwe Adetshina's participation as a finalist in the Miss South Africa pageant, questioning her South African citizenship. Conflicting reports have surfaced about her mother's nationality, and Adetshina has not provided clarification, causing public discomfort. Video evidence suggests her family is fully Nigerian, celebrating her achievements as Nigerians, which contradicts the expectations of a Miss South Africa contestant. The Patriotic Alliance emphasizes that the title holder should embody South African values and promote the country's interests globally. They view Adetshina's participation as indicative of Nigerian arrogance and entitlement, potentially excluding South Africans from representing their country. The party is considering legal action to address this issue and potentially prevent Adetshina from competing.